know when we're live. It'll say it's preparing now. Ooh, we're live. Hey, everybody, this is Trisha Turpinoff with Listen, Learn, and Leverage. We are here to expose your blind spots and help you grow your entrepreneurial business. Today, I have the fabulous Donna Sylvester, and she is with Send Out Cards, but wait, even a new company called Greener Still. And you guys are going to hear more about it. And what I love about having Donna on is she is an expert at building relationships. Hello, Miss Donna.
Hey, Trisha, how are you this morning?
I am excellent. I'm so happy to have you on here.
I love your energy. I feel better just having that introduction you did. It's like, oh my gosh, that just raised the energy so much. That's you. That's just you. How you
Thank you. That is so fun. Well, I got to tell you, Donna, what I love about what you've taught me about Send Out Cards and just relationship building with cards and gifts. And well, I'm going to just go ahead and say this. I put my little pooch on. This was actually from a video. I can't believe you took this from a video. And Donna sent me this crazy little, this like dances when it's hits the sun, but it dances right now too. But I love this stuff because I think I love it more now, even because we're not in touch, we're not physically in touch as much. And so little gifts like this, and when you get this in the mail, oh, and this came in a vellum envelope. Okay. Like I'm in love with that. I was like, oh my gosh, that's my pooch through there. And so I think, well, you've taught me so much about why Send Out Cards is important. And so let's start. I digress. Let's start with how you began your entrepreneurial journey.
Oh my gosh. I have to say I'm not an entrepreneur by heart. I mean, I bet you are. There are people who have been entrepreneurs since they were kids with their lemonade stands. That's not me. I was in the Army for 23 years, for Pete's sake. So I'm really good at having people say, do this, do this, do this, and I'll go take the hill. You tell me which hill to take and I'm off on it. So entrepreneurship came to me late because I'd been downsized out of a job. I wanted something to do to create income, and I didn't want to go work in an office, and I didn't want to work 40 hours a week. There were a lot of things I didn't want to do. And somebody showed me a network marketing company in the travel industry. And I thought, wow, I don't really think of myself as a salesperson, but maybe I could talk to people about taking cruises. And so I jumped in, and I knew nothing about being an entrepreneur. I didn't know anything. And so my journey over this 10 years really has been learning the skills you need as an entrepreneur.
Wow. Well, you have definitely come very far, very fast, because you really get it. I mean, you really do. And it was funny. One of the questions, of course, is what is relationship marketing? But I really think what you do is more relationship building. But tell us about it from the relationship marketing angle, if you will.
Okay. So I was thinking today, if I had to just describe in a phrase what relationship marketing is, here's how Cody Bateman, who founded Send Out Cards, would say it. It's based on the fact that relationship is first and marketing is second. Build the relationship first and marketing flows from it. And I don't know about you, Trisha, but I have so many people who tell me, I don't like to market. Do people tell you that they don't like to market?
Well, people actually tell me they don't like to be photographed.
Yeah. Well,
what's funny? More people tell me they don't like sales, but I think I do feel like they connect marketing and sales together sometimes. And so I would say, yes, I do hear that.
So I get it a lot. And here's what I say to people. I'm going to show you a way to market without marketing. And the way you market without marketing is with staying in touch with people like that. Like that wasn't intended to market to you, but what does that do? It keeps me in your mind, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And here's the other thing it does. When you read about marketing and sales, they say, bring value, stay top of mind with value. Well, value doesn't always have to be a tchotchke. Value can be appreciation and acknowledgement. So with that card, what I was doing was acknowledging something that's really precious to you, really precious.
Totally.
Right.
Very.
And really, acknowledgement is something that all of us crave and we don't get very much. So I'm going to show you one of my favorite
Yeah.
cards that I received. It's right here. So I posted on Facebook a Facebook Live about what I want to do in 2021. And one of my friends, Jeff Morris, sent me this card, and he took and put a baseball guy on the front, and he says, "You're going to knock it out of the park, one step closer to becoming a millionaire." And then he put a beautiful message on the back of the card about what I mean to him and what he means
Aw.
to my message. I mean, like, he's not marketing to me, but he is, he
Right.
is definitely in the top of my mind and one of my inner circle people because of the connection he's building with me. So
Wow.
that's what I help people do, is build that kind of connection.
Well, and that's so true, because one of the things you taught me that I'm getting ready to do is just look through my prior clients who I've talked to and go out and find like their dog or their child or their grandchild and grab a photo and just send them a nice postcard just saying hello and that I saw this and it was precious, just like you. It's one of those things where I agree, people want to be acknowledged, people want to know that you love them. Well, what's that phrase? They're like, oh, somebody said it the other day and I never remember it. It's basically like people don't care
Mm.
unless they know how much you care. I can't even think of it right.
It's
But
Maya Angelou, and it's people don't care what you do until they know how much you care, or something like that.
yes, exactly. And
Yeah.
it's funny because I had a client a while back who she's like, I want to do photography. And I'm like, awesome. Why don't we talk in December? She's like, I'm not going to be ready in December. I'm like, well, I book about 4 weeks out. So let's talk in, when do you want them? And she was thinking January, but now she's moved. I'm like, well, when would you like me to just give you a little ping? She's like, I'll get with you. And I was like, oh, that's not good enough. No, like, I don't want to that's not what I want my client, because people get busy and they forget, and then all of a sudden they need something from me that I'm the timing's not going to work. And so I put a note in the calendar, and she loves her dogs, and I'm just going to send her a, hey, what's going on, happy to see you, hope your event went well. She's a speaker coach and she's awesome. And it's just saying, hey, no sales, no nothing, just like you said, keeping top of mind. And people they love that. When I send stuff to people, I get texts, I get pictures, some people put stuff online. That's really powerful. And anymore, I mean, people they like to get things, and I totally took that for granted years ago. And I was like, oh, whatever. They wrote me a handwritten note. I see them every month. Well, now I don't see them, I don't get to squeeze them every month. And so that's why this whole relationship building through what you do is so powerful. And and so tell me, like, what's going on with Send Out Cards? Because just last week they launched Greener Still. Tell me more.
Wow. Yeah. 2 weeks ago on January the 30th was a huge day. So Send Out Cards has been around for 18 years. They've been in steady business for 18 years. And January the 30th, they launched an entirely new company, brand new company that takes Send Out Cards as the core of that company, the cornerstone, the flagship, and surrounds it with 5 other products that help people build relationships. So Send Out Cards founder Cody Bateman, his absolute mission in life, absolute, is to make it easier for people to reach out and build that connection in kindness. And so all 6 of the products and services help people build those connections. So the company, the overarching company, is called Greener Still. And I love this story.
Wow.
It comes from a hymn that Cody sang as a little boy that talks about how the river flows downhill and everything in the valley is greener still. So he just views that what we're doing is flowing down and making everything we touch
Cool.
greener still. It's an amazing vision. So
That's cool.
lots of things to
I like
offer.
that. I just put it in the chat.
Awesome.
Yes. Well, so Greener Still, and then what are the other companies?
So Greener Still helps you build connections with yourself, with others, and in business. And to build connection with yourself, there's a line of nutraceuticals called Blue 42 for Life. And there's an online
Wow.
university that will have courses from everything from hobbies to how to build your business. So Tricia, I could see you having a great course out there on how to use your camera or how to build your brand with photography or things,
Wow.
tips that you could give people in a course. And then when that course is in Promptings You, everybody in all of Send Out Cards and Greener Still land has access to your course. So I think
Oh,
that's
that's cool.
it's going to be powerful. Then Send Out Cards is the third one. That helps you build connections with others. And there's a gifting service called Bella Cadeau, which I love that. It just rolls off my tongue. I love it.
It
Bella Cadeau.
does.
It means beautiful gift, and it's a high-end gifting service. So it's for people who need a little higher end gift. Maybe it's an anniversary. Maybe it's Valentine's Day, which is around the corner. Or maybe it's
Right.
a big transaction that you want to honor with a nicer gift. So Bella Cadeau. And then the last two help you build your business connections with a marketing service that helps you with your online marketing presence and a virtual assistance service that helps you with your follow-up.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's like,
That's cool.
it's a range of products and services now that are available. I'm
Wow.
stoked about it for sure.
I I bet that's really exciting. Well, because all of us, well, you can't hardly beat your brownies and your caramels, but but what were you saying earlier? Well, not we weren't online just yet, but you told me about Bella Cadeau, and they have a watch that you can purchase, and
There's a
it's like
watch
how
on
much?
there that's with Rockwell as the company. It's kind of the one of those
Ooh.
Rolex kind of watches,
Uh-huh.
brand competitors. That's $1,000. So there's some high-end gifts out there. And there are
Wow.
experience gifts out there. So right now there's probably 25 or 30 gifts, but they'll be adding new gifts every month. And so one of
Wow.
the gifts out there right now is a family game night. So it's flavored popcorn, a couple of games, a big jar of M&Ms. So the goal is to have some things that are out there that are create an experience that will bring the family
Yes.
together or bring you together with an adventure that you're looking forward to.
That is so cool. I love family game night. That's so fun. Oh, that's awesome. So basically, you go into Greener Still and you've got your Send Out Cards account. You pick something from Bella Cadeau. You send a card from Send Out Cards, and they all intertwine and boop, get sent out from one website, basically.
There is an Amazon-like shopping cart. So when you go to Greener Still, it's going to look a little bit like Amazon. You pick which
Wow.
vertical you want to be in, and you can sort by dollar value, or you can sort by subcategory. When you send a gift from Greener or from Bella Cadeau, it will have a luxury gift card in it that says this gift was sent by Tricia Turpinoff. There's not really a way to marry it up with a send out card.
Mhm.
So I
Not
agree
yet.
with you. I think that that would be cool if I could put my gift in the basket and then go to send out cards and create a card that goes in the same box. Right now, that doesn't happen. So
Gotcha. But they just launched last week, so
it
it's
just
coming
launched.
together, I'm sure.
So even on the university, there's just maybe 25 or 30 courses out there, but they're going to be adding,
Right.
and
That's
strengthening. So yeah, it's exciting. It's an exciting time for sure.
that is cool. Well, and talk a little bit about the results that people get. I mean, I love the ease of it, that's for sure. I can say yes to that. But what are some other like, ooh,
So one of my favorite stories is from a realtor in Michigan, Gail Zentek. So Gail went to an event called Taste of the Chamber, and it was a
huh,
competition where various chamber members submitted foods, and there was a blue ribbon awarded to the top one. Well, Gail didn't know the person that won the blue ribbon. She took a picture of that person with her cell phone, And she sent a card that just said, congratulations, it truly was the best peach pie I've ever had. And click send, and off it went. About 3 weeks later, the guy calls her and says, we're thinking about listing our home. Would you come do a listing presentation? And so Gail went, did the presentation, listed the home. And over the next 3 or 4 years, she's done 11 transactions with that man because of one card to someone she didn't know that had nothing in it about business. It was that acknowledgement thing we were talking about, just saying, congratulations on winning the blue ribbon. So
That's really cool.
I saw somebody just yesterday post on Facebook in the Send Out Cards group that she had gotten a listing from sending a brownie card. So there are just lots. Well, I have another personal example. I have an insurance agent in Iowa who sent out a Thanksgiving card. He did $9,000 worth of new business from his Thanksgiving card, which had nothing to do with his business. It simply was saying thank you for being my customer. It was just, he
Oh
had a
my
great
gosh.
result. Yeah.
That's
Powerful
really
stuff.
cool. It is. I mean, I know from sending out, we sent out brownies to all our clients a while back, and I can't tell you how many people posted online, posted pictures, texted me with pictures of them with their box. It was amazing. I had no idea. I just sent the brownies because I wanted to acknowledge and love up on my clients because it's awesome to have clients, right? We
Right.
should celebrate them.
Especially after
And so,
2020. Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. And so we just recently sent everybody a New Year's card, and we did it intentionally at the very end of the month. And I have people who've texted me and like they've got a picture of themselves with it. And it was just about being joyful. And actually, of course, I said good riddance to 2020. But I gave them encouragement. I gave them encouragement for 2021, and that just feels good. I mean, even if no one ever sent me anything, I just feel good that I spread some joy. And it was about being happy and a little bit snarky, like, just silly snarky about 2020. Because even if it was a good year for you, it still had its ups and downs because it was such an emotional, it's just so weird to not see people often.
I think what you're describing is really important. You just have fun with it. And when you have fun with what you do with the cards, you're more likely to do it. And the people
Yes,
on the other end receive that energy. So
that's
like
true.
you said you were a little snarky. I think Send Out Cards gives me the opportunity to be snarky and get away with it. And I'm a humorist. I love that. I sent out a card to some of my football buddies with Bill Belichick on the front, hearing that Tom Brady gets to go to the Super Bowl. I found a meme online. I love these new flat cards. I use them all the time.
Yeah, these are
I
cool.
put that meme on the front of the card, and I put a
I love
picture of
this.
Tom on the back. Yep. And off it went. And I just had fun with it. So, I think that's the
Exactly.
key to building is have fun with what you do. You have fun with your photography and you make it so
Yeah.
easy for people. I mean, I hate to be photographed. It took me, I had to be quite bold to agree to spend your time with you. And it was so easy. You made it so easy because you have fun at everything you do.
Thank you.
So,
I sure try. We got
yeah,
to be joyful, right?
yeah.
But it is fun to photograph people. And it's funny because somewhere in your history, you did not have a good time with a photographer. And it may have been school pictures, who knows what it was, but you're not alone. You are not alone. People just, I have everything from I don't like to be photographed, I'm not photogenic, I need to lose 10 pounds, I need to lose 20. There are just a variety of reasons why people don't do it. But once they do it, and then continue to do it. I have a lot of people that have done, they get photographed every year, sometimes twice a year. And now the session is like, I'm like, my face hurts when we leave because they've done it so much. It's like riding a bike. And I don't know if people believe, I wish people would believe that because the more like all of us, like we weren't all on video a year and a half ago. There are so many of us that saw the power of video that now we're on video every week, more often, however often we are, because it's important for people to be able to see us move and do whatever little gestures we do, because they can't see us in person as often. And so there's so much power in video and photography. And again, it's like riding a bike. Now, when I do my videos, when I mess up, I'm like, whatever, whoops, I messed up, and I keep going. And so anyway, I digress. And
But
actually, I love
wanna-
putting,
I do want to say that's your gift. I mean, I think all of
thank
us have a gift to bring to the
yes,
world. Something that's easy for us to do, and we think it's easy for everybody else, and it's not. You have a gift of putting
thank
people at
you.
ease in front of your photography.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I really, I'm so grateful for it, because I recognize it, because I like to be photographed. And so I had to really dig into my clients and understand why they don't like to be photographed, and really get it. Because I'm like, come on, let's everybody be photographed. But now I'm like, nope, I get it. I understand why you don't, because you are you're not alone in all of that. And so it's interesting. It is really interesting. But
Yeah,
yes, I appreciate that. Thank you.
sure.
And yeah, your gift, I mean, your gift is keeping in touch with people for sure. Like, you're so good at it. Like, I aspire to be you in the keeping up. It's like you're like keeping up with the
Thanks, Tricia.
Sylvester.
Thanks, Tricia. I appreciate that.
It's true. It is. Well, and what would you say, like, your final word? What's your final word before you talk about your giveaway?
My final word. I would say that finding a way in your life to focus on gratitude is going to make your life change. It just does. And cards is only one way to do that. When I'm sending out gratitude in a card, or appreciation or acknowledgement, my heart goes out. I mean, that's one way I focus on gratitude, is like, who needs to hear from me today? Who needs an uplift today? Who can I reach out and cause them
Mhm.
to laugh or smile? That's
Right.
my way to focus on gratitude. But two of my favorite books that have really impacted my life are The Gratitude Jar. This is a gal
Ooh.
who decided her life was in the pits, and somebody told her to get a jar and every day to put three things in it that she was grateful for. And she
Aw.
decided to do it with her daughter, her 5-year-old daughter. And they did it together every night, and her life turned around. The subtitle is A Simple Guide to Creating Miracles. It's an amazing book. And then this one, A Simple Act of Gratitude, is another one that the author was in a tough spot, and it came to him to send 365 thank you notes. He had never ever sent a thank you note, and this was before send out cards, so he hand wrote them, and
Oh, wow.
he kept a spreadsheet of who he sent it to and what their response was, and his life at the end was totally different. So there's some real science behind why we need to pay attention to being grateful for what we have in our lives.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I think the next step that puts it on steroids is one thing to feel grateful. It's another to let the person that you're grateful for know that you're grateful for them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That is really smart. I really love that. It's so true. Giving is, yeah, giving acknowledgement, just giving in general is just, the feeling that you get from giving to people is so amazing.
I think that if I now if when I retire, which I think might be 10 years from now, but when I retire, I'll still send cards. I might not send them at quite the level that I send them now, because I
Right.
definitely, it's like there's some of the cards that go out simply for gratitude and acknowledgement. And I definitely send cards out to build business and help people see
Sure.
what a card looks like. Those probably will go away one day. But the ability to send a card to someone to appreciate them or lift them up, I don't think that'll ever go away. Um,
Mhm.
so anyway, something you said earlier made me think too. You were talking about handwritten notes. And
Yeah.
I have never done handwritten notes ever. I mean, the only person I ever sent anything to written was my mother. I did send things to her handwritten, but I really admire people who do handwritten notes, but you're going to
Yes.
appreciate this. A picture is worth 1,000 words. There are some
Yes.
cards that demand a picture, like the little picture of your dog. I mean, there's no way I could have done that in a handwritten note. I couldn't. So
Exactly. That little cutie.
when people say, I do handwritten notes, I don't need send out cards, what I say to them is, send out cards will give you a way to augment what you're doing with your handwritten notes when it demands a picture. And it'll just expand.
Absolutely.
You keep doing your handwritten notes. Those are powerful. But send out
Absolutely.
cards will give you a way to include pictures and have fun while you do it.
Totally. It
Yeah.
is fun and it's easy,
Yeah.
which is so nice. That
Yeah.
is awesome. Oh my gosh. Thank you for today, Donna.
You're most
This
welcome.
was so inspiring. You're inspirational. And I love what you do. And I think people, well, I'm so glad we did this because I think people misunderstand how powerful send out cards is. Just like you, I mean, you just said it, pictures. And yeah, I mean, I see a picture of this little Muppet. Oh my goodness. Yeah. The minute I saw that through this glassine, I was like, oh my gosh, it does. It warms your heart.
Yeah.
And it is different than a handwritten note. So
Yeah.
thank you,
Very good.
Donna.
You're welcome.
Yay.
Thank you.
Yes. And thanks everybody for tuning in to Listen, Learn, and Leverage. We'll be out here. We'll see you next week. Thanks,
Thanks,
Donna.
Kristen. I love you. Thank you so much for this
I
opportunity.
love you too. Oh my gosh, you're amazing.
Bye-bye.